We're going to start by doing the electrical in the garage, and really it's going to start with a simple outlet. So you're going to grab a circle, and a circle, once you grab the circle, we are going to make that 3 inches in diameter, so 1.5 in radius. It's pretty small. It's not something that's massive. Then what we're going to do is from the center point, we're going to draw a line straight out. I'm going to make sure my ortho is on, so F8 if it's not on. And once I've drawn a single line straight out, then I'm going to offset that. And I'm going to offset it 0.5 of an inch. I'm going to offset it once up and once down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and move it to the side, and I'm going to copy it a couple times. On the 2 copies, I'm going to delete the middle line, and on the first one, I'm going to leave the middle line in. When we're defining outlets, there are 2 different voltages that are offered in a standard house: 110 volts and 220 volts. An outlet that represents 220 is right here. It has 3 prongs on it. And an outlet that is providing 110 has the 2 prongs on it. These are for a duplex outlet, the standard type of outlet that you would find in your bedroom or anywhere else in your house. So these, I'm going to select them all and just move them and get them off to the side here, just so they're out of the way. And I'm going to copy this normal outlet, and I'm going to paste it a few times around itself so I have a few of these available. Oh, I love this. This happened this morning. It froze up on me. Oh, there we go. Next, what I'm going to do is rotate some of these outlets in the 4 different directions, or 3 other different directions. So I'll take them, I'll select this one, find a middle point, and I'll rotate it down. I'll right-click, repeat rotate, select this one, choose its center point, and I am going to rotate that one up. Repeat rotate, I'll grab one of the others, grab it from the center point if I can, and I will rotate it in the other direction. So now what I'm able to do is take these individual outlets and paste them where I need to in different places in my house. So for instance, the 220. Anyone know what requires 220 volts in your house? Not lights, typically. Yeah. Oven, and one other that's typical. Nope, it's the oven, and it's the dryer, clothes dryer. So I am going to take this 220, and I am going to copy it. And I'm going to grab it from its center point, and then I'm going to come into the garage, and I'm going to paste it just somewhere in the garage on one of the side walls. It's just going to be off the edge of the wall. I typically don't have them touching the wall. I just have them off to the side. Then I'm going to come into my laundry room while I still have it, and I'm just going to put it where the dryer is going to be. Now my dryer needs to vent to the outside, so I always want to push it as far over towards the side of the house. And for me, it's the left side of the house, so I'm going to place it right here. Now I'm going to keep this one a little bit further away because I need to rotate it. And then I'm going to zoom over to the kitchen, and I'm going to place it over here behind my range. Those are really the only 3 places you're going to require 220. Now the other things that require 220 in a house would be some baseboard heaters, larger ones, Things like myself, for the garage, I have a welder, compressor, so I'll make sure there's 220 in the garage. Hot tub out in the back of the house. If you want one there, you're going to have to paste one of those outlets there. They're just different places throughout the house. And again, it's important to know what your client wants. If they're planning on putting a hot tub in, you should run the 220. So once that's been placed, then the next step is placing the 110 outlets. So I'm first of all going to copy the one that is facing the left-hand walls for myself. So again, I'll type in copy. I'm going to zoom in and just grab it from one of its endpoints. Now for myself in the garage, I am going to place 2 of them on each wall. I want to make sure that I'm not snapping to specific points. I just want to place these just away from the wall slightly. The other place I need one is up in my ceiling. In the garage for the garage door opener. Excellent. Exactly. Then I'm going to come into my kitchen and I'm going to place them along the wall where I think I need them on the left-hand side. So there's only one for me. I have a little notch. I'm just going to put one there in the corner, and that would be it. Then I'll press enter to finish that, and then I'm going to copy one for the right-hand walls. Again, I'll copy it, I'll grab it, and I'll come over to my garage. I'm going to paste it along the wall here and up near this corner. Then I'll go to my kitchen, and with your kitchen, what you are required to do is you need to make sure you have an outlet where each countertop section is. So I have a countertop section that's in between a fridge and the range. So I'm going to place one there. Then I have another one here. I'm going to place one on that counter. I don't have any others facing the wall here, so I'm not too concerned about any others, but I do need one for my fridge, so I'll place one behind the fridge. I already have my 220 for my range, so that will be it. So I'll press enter. I'll go and get my back wall outlet. So the prongs are facing the back wall. I'll copy it from its endpoint. I'm going to paste this first of all in my garage. And then I'll come up to my kitchen and I'm going to paste them along this wall. So again, I have a section here. Need it for the dishwasher. Need one for the microwave, wherever it's going to be placed. For this cabinet. And then I'm also going to place one here, kind of in the middle, centered on my island, or my peninsula in this case. And I'm going to put one on the end of my peninsula as well. If you have an island, it is mandatory to have outlets on it, because they don't want to see people dragging cords from the main wall over to an island in the middle of the room. A deep fat fryer, a hot frying pan or whatever they're called, somebody trips over that or knocks the cable and it ends up on the floor, it's very dangerous. So the BC Building Code obviously states that you've got to have those outlets on your island. And I would suggest that on a peninsula you need to do the same. It's also a good place to put a little charging station for phones and things like that. Always smart to have them. Now I have stairs in my kitchen now because I'm using this with my level 2 students as well. But in the case of this wall, I need to offset it still, and I would be placing some outlets along that wall. Any questions about outlets? Yes?
Will you put the kitchen prongs around the bedroom as well?
Around which, sorry? Yeah, if you want to do electrical in other places, you can. As I said, this is a standard bedroom. So I'm going to be putting an outlet here on this wall, and this is going to service this whole corner of the room. I'll put one on this wall, will service this whole corner of the room, and I'll put one down on this wall to service this corner. Where the door is the one exception. I typically will leave that the way it is, but it's totally up to you. You can put a fourth there as well. You're talking about the cost of, $15 or so by the time you run wire and run the outlet. Question? It's going to be on the electrical layer. So you'll create one and put those on it. Any questions about outlets?